Hello Minecrafters, this is Armagedon 41 again on the MindCrack fan server. Last episode we had gone through the cow system, and I had mentioned the pig one that I'm starting to work on. Really haven't had any progress on there, but the one piece that I have been kind of teasing here for a while has been the chicken system. This one is a completely unique one that I've done myself. Like, it hasn't been pulled from tutorials or anything from anyone else's channels. This is just a me system, and it's also kind of been apparent that it is a me system in the fact that there's a few pieces in here that are very over-engineered, and then a few pieces that really are over-engineered for no reason whatsoever. So to give a little bit of a tutorial on what it does first, well, we'll give it right from the very get-go. So enter into the room. You can see there's the normal like chicken sound lag, but that's because I have it on kind of quietly here. In fact, I'll turn it down a little bit further yet, just so they're not too annoying. So when you first come in, you are presented with two buttons and, well, with usually some eggs. To start the entire system from the get-go, you would grab your eggs and just completely fail to put it on your hotbar. There we go. And you can load your chickens up in this chute up directly up here, you can see. We'll just toss a few up there. And yeah, you can see there's at least one hatched right there, and he's making his way down the tunnel slowly but surely, all glitchy like. But once they have done their thing and actually grown in here, I'll show in just a couple minutes everything working completely. But you'll notice the light here is off, saying that there is new chickens that have been added to the system, so they're not ready. This one is, you can see now the light has just gone on. That is because a chicken has laid an egg. If you start from scratch when you have absolutely nothing in there and you hatch all your eggs at the exact same time, nothing will be laying an egg, so it'll reset, and then 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later, when the first chicken has grown up and laid the first egg, it will trigger here showing you that there's at least one chicken in there that is laying eggs. So if you cracked them all at the same time, they should be laying eggs at approximately the same time to let you know the entire works of them have grown up. So anyways, with that, you know your chickens are ready, and to heck with the one guy that I just hatched here. You start with a drain. You're draining the pool that all the chickens are flying around in. I'll repopulate it here just after we cook them and everything. So you can see all your chickens coming up here, and they're slowly filling up into this area. The one section that, as I was mentioning before, that is a little over-engineered, that doesn't need to be quite as dramatic as it is this cooker system I'm about to show. I have already come up with the ways of fixing this and making it a lot better than the way that it currently is. Come on, glitchy little... Anyways, so in with my pig system over there, did a dispenser system to cook the pigs that are there. I'm going to modify this system to that system so that it's not quite as glitchy as it can be in here, but it still works as is and give you the idea of what's going on. So you press your button, you can see a lava blade forming up here. This is the other problem with this way of cooking it, is occasionally these guys will end up losing their drops, but if you're standing right close up, all those drops that would have actually gone in the fire will actually end up in your inventory. So you get a bunch of feathers and a bunch of cooked chicken. Alright, sorry about that. We have a visitor here for the rest of the video. You can see that through the magic of Minecraft, you can see that Pantone is hopping around behind these walls. So she'll be in the background while we do the rest of this tutorial. So yeah, anyways, the chickens drop down here. You can collect all your stuff as long as you're standing right here. Nothing burns, and you have plenty of cooked chicken. When I set up the dispensers, you can do it from afar, and you won't have to worry about potentially losing any items. I have no idea why I decided to do this like this. I guess I just wasn't thinking with the new way that dispensers work. But anywho, so with this, you're already ready to reload these guys. So you can reload your chickens, put as many as you'd like, and we'll just load a couple just so you can see how it goes. And let's run up there so you can see the system in works. And I guess this is probably not even the best place to go for it, but too little too late. So our chickens were coming up from over here. So there's the system there where Pantone is standing there, the chute up here. We load our chickens from here. They're carried across, and then they drop down in here. This funky little setup right here allows them to float down. Nothing seems to get caught or anything in this area, so it just is able to fire off the piston when the first chicken falls down through here.
Oh dear!
Oh.
My baby inside the system.
And Pantone's better stay floating, or she's going to die. And you can probably hear her in the background here too. Do you have ender pearls?
Yeah,
I would suggest throwing them up these little corners over here.
okay. Freedom.
Can't she make it out? Oh, there she goes. Alright, so it also works as a girlfriend trap. So anyways, hey. And it's a very effective girlfriend trap, in fact.
I'm leaving. We're done. We're done here. We're done.
Alright, everybody, say goodbye to Pantone. Alright, so yes, the chickens, as I was saying, when they first come in, fall down here, they activate this piston, which then sends a signal to reset to let the system know that there are new baby chickens in here, and then to wait for the first chicken to lay an egg. So these guys just chill inside of this system for as long as necessary. And then if I jump down and hit the drain button, which these guys I guess will die a little bit prematurely. The entire system does, it shifts off to the side, so I'll show you that. These corner pieces basically shift the length of the water that's in here, so when they're shifted all the way through, it fills the entire thing, giving a layer of water across that the chickens can all sit on top of and float. You see one little chicken just eagerly trying to hang on, but they do eventually fall. So when you shift it to a shorter length of water, it opens a hole in the middle and allows them all to drain. The nice thing about this is it also allows you to collect the eggs while you're waiting. So if you just keep a small stock, if you want to collect a bunch of eggs, you leave them in here and they'll continually give you eggs out the supply. And then when you want to cook them, they'll fall through and you can eat them that way. As well as if you want a little bit of a higher production of these guys but still wanting to be able to renew some of your eggs, I've set up a holding pen just for egg laying chickens. These guys aren't hooked up to the cooker system. They're just there so that there's always eggs being fired out here. Once you have enough of a stock of eggs, you definitely do not need these guys, and I would suggest pretty much keeping this empty if you can, or if you don't have, or if you have many eggs, because chickens, as everyone knows, create a buttload of lag for just being here. But they're not too bad as long as you keep the number small enough, and allows you to populate with as many eggs as you need. So the rest of the system works through here. So you have, when they fall down, or well, actually initially when the first chicken fires off their first egg, it'll come down here and hit this pressure pad here, which will then reset the system. So let it, you know, with that light at the very front, that the eggs have been being produced, and will let you. Pardon me. It will let you know that they're being produced, so that you can come in and kill them at your will. And then you can see that the system right now is in the draining setup, so it leaves the hole in the middle and allows them to fall all the way down into this water stream. That same water stream is also hooked up to the chickens in the back that are just the egg producing chickens. So it all comes down the one little stream and cooks them all. So this is your system here to do actually the wiring to switch from one piece to another. I'm just kind of showing this a little bit if someone wants to get ideas on how to do something like this. Let me know if people actually want a bit more of a true tutorial on this, and I can do a full build list and show how to make this rather than just kind of doing this little dime store tour. But for anyone who's just trying to get some inspiration on how to do stuff, this should be enough. So anyways, and over here is the cooker system. So this is the overly elaborate bud switch for the lava. So basically what it does is drops the piston here, allows the lava to come across. As soon as it's updated the spot right in front of here, it will cut off the lava, giving only the tiniest blade of lava possible. Unfortunately, in multiplayer, that can be a little bit too thick of a lava stream. It can actually burn chickens as well as their items. When I was doing it single player, I know that single player and multiplayer are technically the same thing now, but I guess it's probably just due to lag. My single player world, it worked every time, killed the chickens, and then just 1/2 second after the lava blade disappears and the chickens die and drop their items, so nothing ends up getting burnt. But alas, here in the fan server, they do occasionally burn up the items, so I'm going to just switch it for the much simpler and definitely much simpler on this redstone system for just a small timer that will put off a quick pulse of lava right at the source, so you don't have to worry about or wait for the lava to drop. So it'll be very, very similar timing system and everything from my the system that I used for, what the heck is my girlfriend doing? Anyways, for the Reed water system. And yeah, that is pretty much it for when it comes to this guy. As I had mentioned before, let me know if people actually want a tutorial on how to make this guy, because I think it is pretty well as efficient as possible. Allows for egg production, as many as you would like, as well as much cooked chicken as you can possibly think of. Let's just kill these guys on an ending note, and also see what the crouching girlfriend is doing. Oh, she's found a friend. And death to chickens. Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. That last guy is supposed to stick around just until he dies, but as you saw, those few at the beginning died while the lava was still there and their items would burn down. And apparently we have a permanent member here. His name is Fred. We may have to rename him to Fried, because I don't particularly want to have a chicken living in the middle of my walkway. How about I make the deal of I'll take him and put him in with all the egg breeders. He won't quite have as lavish of a playpen, but he will stay alive. Not getting any oh, there we go. We're getting confirmation that I'm allowed to move Fred in with the egg layers. The things I do for... so with that note, I shall leave you guys with that. And, hey, does Pantone want to do a sign-off as well? With killing me. Hey! Oh, now I'm just stuck. All right. Say goodbye, Pantone.